Hi, thank you for listening to the Beta Banquet
Sorry.
podcast today. Um, let me do that again. That was that was shit.
We're rolling with it. Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, yeah, this is the Beta Banquet podcast. Thanks for joining. This is episode 1. You can obviously tell this is a
Hi,
test run. My name is
slightly.
slightly. My name is Armana. I'm here with my co-host and co-creator, the brains of the operation, Zach.
Such a fucking lie.
Yeah,
Hi.
say hello.
Hello. I am Zach. I am the brains of the operation. I'm not puppeted by him in any capacity whatsoever.
None,
Hi.
none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Hello.
So yeah, hi. We just decided. So I guess we should do some small formalities because gotta be formal,
Resume,
right?
perhaps. Yeah. Sure.
So
I'm wearing a suit. Yeah,
yeah, I'm not wearing the pants. So I'm wearing the suit. So yeah, don't.
that's all that matters.
Yeah. I am wearing boxers right now. They're clean.
Good. I'm not even wearing those, bro. So I mean, good for you.
Well, I mean,
You're in a better situation than me.
well, I know you wipe, so that's all that really matters. At the end of the day.
True, man. Still trying to save it for that bidet, but one of these days, right?
Oh my God. Okay, so before we are gonna go into a quick introduction of why we started our podcast. We're gonna go into a quick rant about bidets. So for years now, I've used a bidet, and whenever chance I can get, whether it's at a friend's house or at a really nice hotel, I cannot emphasize this enough. Invest in a bidet. They're like $40 on Amazon. Invest in it. Get some contractor installed for you, or break your own toilet. It doesn't matter. Just get that bidet in your room. They are
Yeah, but
phenomenal.
like, it's like a water fountain for your ass, though. I don't want to even try it.
Oh,
I don't think my ass is thirsty. I don't think the cleaning is that much better.
you
Um, I don't know. Like, how is it that good?
wait. You still haven't tried it yet, Zach?
I've never tried one in my life. No,
Oh my.
that shit's weird.
Well, cause yeah, it is weird because yeah, like you just said, you get the little spritz, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
so like when you it's how can I describe this? So when you first use it for the first time, it is really weird. Like it scares you. Like you're gonna feel it like zip up and go, ooh,
it
like
feels like a jolt. Yeah,
yeah,
probably.
it
Yeah,
because it's cold. Like it's the porcelain.
it's cold too. Like, why? No, fuck that. I feel like Mr. Clean is in the bulls. Like, with one little shot. Like, it's disgusting.
So the most eccentric way I can describe it is it's gonna shoot up the first time. Your hand's gonna be shaking on that dial for one thing, and so you're gonna
Yeah.
and when you press it on low, keep it on low because sometimes you don't need it on medium or high. Trust me, low is what you
You
really
don't need
need.
any penetration, right?
You
Continue.
literally, oh, if you're angled the right way, but that's a
Mm.
story for another day. But it hits you, and it's like a shock to your system. You're just like, oh my God, what was that? And then you do it again, and then you're just kind of like, all right,
This is okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I get
So
that.
what you're telling me is it's just like cold showers, but for your
Yeah,
asshole. Like, is
literally,
that's the purpose?
very concentrated, like auto aim, but it's just for the sphincter, like right there.
Bro, I'm not a Chad. Cold showers are for like those fucking guys that get up at 3 a.m. and go to bed at 2. And they're just like, oh, I have 10 businesses and 9 kids. It's like, fuck that.
Oh. I mean, who takes a cold shower? I mean, like, in the
A
summer,
lot of people, supposedly.
I take maybe one during the summer, just when
I
it's
don't even
like
do that.
really sweating. But well, yeah, we were talking about days. Bad tangent, bad tangent. Welcome to the Beta Banquet
Yeah.
podcast, everyone.
We are clearly betas because we're fighting over bidet usage.
He really needs to get a bidet, I'm telling you.
He really needs to get a life, but it's okay. We're not here to talk about our lives.
Yeah,
It's fine.
yeah. Well,
No
let's.
judgment.
What we're here to talk about is why we're here today, and with our podcast, the Beta Banquet Podcast. Our podcast, from my end at least, was started from a very infamous figure on the internet known as Andrew Tate, who is subsequently kind of removed from the internet. So
fucking gang. Can't wait for him to show up on InfoWars
Oh,
next, and then that'll be
he's already on Fox
the
News.
crossover champions. Is
Yeah,
he? No
yeah,
way.
Tucker Carlson interviewed him.
Oh no, the Tuckster. Oh
And,
god.
and you can guess exactly what he said too. He was just like, "I'm being censored," word for
Yep,
word.
I'm being deplatformed, censored, free speech, First Amendment, all that. Yeah, of course, of course,
All
of
that
course.
fucking dog water. But yeah, I started this podcast because I saw people like Andrew Tate and a lot of people popping up like him too. Some people have noticed it, like you mentioned before, Zach Sneeko. Am I pronouncing his name right? Sneeko?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sneeko,
yeah, the fuck,
the legend.
the snake. Um,
It's true.
but I've noticed that you would have a lot of these podcasts where just men are just kind of like, well, get your bag. That's all you're really good for. Women are literally not people. They're just
Right, right.
they're just beings that exist. And he always say, I know he's like a gym bro, but he's like a fighter too. Like he can fight. That's scary.
Yeah, yeah, though like he didn't win a lot. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, he's fit, he's athletic. Joe Rogan probably drools over him in his sleep or
Oh,
something, but like he's not crazy, right? He's not like a fucking McGregor or anything. So whatever.
I think
Whatever. Push over.
I heard he's good though. Like, but he knows how to fight. So like, you can't. Have a lot of these people who are just kind of
I
like
mean, sure,
talk the
yeah, but
talk.
like the bouncer at the stripper bar knows how to fight. Like, I don't care. Fuck off.
He'll put up a fight. That's the scary thing. Is that he's a menace. He's misogynistic, but he'll also break your bones if he wants to.
Nah, bro. See, he's only a menace if you let him be one, dude. That's the
I
thing. Like, I mean, obviously, like, hey, the whole deplatforming argument, you want to have that now? Like, I mean, like, there's a bit of give or take,
You
right?
know what?
Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, let's let's talk about that super quick. Let's talk about a
Mhm,
deplatforming.
mhm.
You get started on that.
Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, so obviously, at a certain point, when it comes to views or like rhetoric or whatever the fuck, right? At a certain point, you have to say like, well, what is it causing in terms of actions? Because speech by itself is fine.
Right.
Um, but when there's like certain, I mean, and of course, if anyone, I don't know if you saw his like final speech to the internet, that fucking charade. Um, he would be like, well, they take the clips out of context. I have these hours long forums and hour long conversations, and they just take the clips. And it's like, sure, that happens. But there's also like, oh, if my bitch told me I cheated on her, bam, out with the machete. And it's like, okay, well,
Right. Like you can't complain about like, oh, I'm being taken out of context, and you when
yeah,
literally
yeah. There's context, and then there's like hiding behind a joke that doesn't sound like a joke. Your cadence didn't change, your face didn't change. You just sound angry, bro. Like,
or or
you're insecure.
right, like like how much is it really a joke when you say, okay, like you're in a plane? Remember this? Oh my God. He said, if
Wait, yeah.
he said, okay, if you're riding in a plane and you're about to fly into a hurricane, what would you feel like? What would you trust more, a female pilot or a male pilot? And it's just like, what is this?
The well, I mean, like, oh, okay, so right, right, right. So it's a female pilot, and Tate's just like, shit, fuck, and he like climbs up to the cockpit, punches her, gets her out of there, and flies it himself. Right? Superhero, obviously, like that's his thought process. But like, fucking idiot. Of course you're gonna trust the pilot. You don't even know who they are. You're not gonna see them. You're fucking in J12. Idiot.
Also,
But like,
I'm not going to trust a pilot in general. They flew you into a hurricane. That pilot is literally under. They probably took some customer service
true,
rep and was just like,
true.
"Yeah, we got a shortage. How about you fly this plane for us?" And they're like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna get my bag."
Yeah, I guess the hurricane doesn't just like whomp, like all of a sudden you're not suddenly in the eye, I guess. So yeah, true. Maybe it's air traffic control's fault. Isn't there like autopilot on the planes?
It
They don't
is,
even need the pilots anymore,
but
except for like landing and takeoff.
yeah, but like you still have to know how to use the autopilot. Like,
Sure, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's
yeah,
fair.
technology will always malfunction. So you're gonna need to have somebody who at least knows how to fly a plane. And like you said, like
Fair.
taking off and then landing and everything.
Yeah. But like I mean, so he says stupid shit.
Yeah,
Um do do I think like the deplatforming was like a good thing? I I'm not entirely sure, only because when I compare him to other people who have been deplatformed, it's kind of an iffy area, I feel like. Because if you go to like Alex Jones versus him, it's not really a 1-to-1. If you
right.
go to like Nick Fuentes to him, it's not a 1-for-1 at all. Uh, So
Did
like
he get
you could
deplatformed?
you
Nick Fuentes?
Fuentes,
Yeah.
yeah, he's banned off of everything. He's just like he can go on debates specifically on YouTube on other people's channels.
Oh.
Twitch has a policy against even like showing the person who's banned, but YouTube they don't. So I mean, he's still around, but like he's on fucking Cozy TV, which I think he made.
Oh.
Okay, so like he's deplatformed for sure, sure, right? And that's not really a one-to-one at all. And it's like, well, the Overton window could have moved, but moved so much to where like pretty baseline conservative shit, no matter how dumb it is like the get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But how do you feel?
See, in my opinion, I don't mind that he's been the platform just for the fact I just think the sheer damage emotionally and like figuratively, of course, that he's caused. Like, I mean, I don't care. Like, you can scam, dumb young men out of money. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
Hustlers University or whatever it was called.
the grift is always respectable.
Right.
Yes.
Like, at the end of the day, like the economy's getting worse. Like, we need to get our bills paid. Do what you got to do. But
Exactly. Yeah.
but like it's the fact that even though it is places like TikTok, which you should take with a grain of salt, you're just seeing a lot of people on there kind of echoing what he's saying and even just implementing what he says into people's everyday lives. Like there are a lot of young men who are like listening to Andrew Tate and are just like, you know what, he's on to something. And it's just like, no, he's not. Like,
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And part of that honestly isn't really Tate's fault because like they can say whatever the fuck he wants, right? But if an ideology or a set of beliefs resonate or like start resonating really, because they aren't fully resonating, but they started to.
yeah,
Um, I think that's indicative of like a bigger problem overall. Maybe potentially somewhat maybe, maybe this like the hate men train that's kind of been normalized a little bit could have fed into it, right? I don't think it's just a Tate thing.
yeah, but
So I don't think getting rid of him just like, poof,
but that is
things are better.
that itself is kind of a deep thing as well because I thought about like the hate men training, like yeah, like it is annoying to be like men are awful, but then it's also you have to realize, you know, well, like maybe we could chill and not like talk to people when they're just kind of like, hey, I want to be left alone. Like maybe we should just stop egging ourselves on. Like I'm not trying
I
to sound
mean,
like that guy, but like for real.
well, I mean, sure, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying men are perfect, but I'm saying that like women aren't either,
Yeah,
and we
nobody
stopped the
is.
hate women train, right? So yeah, like why even? Because if we're trying to get rid of hate,
Right.
then there's no reason to swing the pendulum the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, of
So I feel like
course.
that contributes because it's definitely swinging. It's a little bit of a swing. It's like a grandfather clock. It's getting there.
Like I think it's a little bit different because like in a gender sense, oh yeah,
Hmm.
like we shouldn't have that pendulum swing. Like if we're gonna hate women, we should hate men or equally. Well, I don't think we should hate each other at all. Let me, ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, let
yeah, but
me. But then it's
to
just
be fair, it's like we're cavemen still, anyways, and we're like, "Duh, you look like me," and then we have to beat each other over the head with clubs and stones. Still, like it's retarded, but it happens. It's work in progress, right?
it is, and it's just also the issue of just I think people just don't understand that there are other things we need to like worry about. Not even just in the world, but just in like our own like country or just like our own like places where we live in our suburbs and everything. And like I get it, it might have something to do with the fact that like, like oh, like what can I really do? Like I worked I can't say where, but I worked a government internship and now I'm going to work at Target part-time while I'm in college. Like there's only so much I can do when I bring home like $500-600 bi-weekly. Like what can I really do?
Right, right.
Like and the world is so much bigger than you and there's so many hands in people's pockets, but at the end of the day, like
At the end of the day, that whole like the pebble in a pond sends ripples. It's fucking true.
yeah,
It's pretty true. I kind of, I mean, it's a sci-fi movie, but the whole Jedi Force shit, it's not bad. It's not a bad way to live.
right.
If you think about, well, we're all interconnected, and every small action does have some reaction. If you smile at somebody when they're having a shitty day, maybe poof, it made it a little better. just a bit,
Yeah.
right? So you can snowball that into huge things. I mean, and you could argue Tate did that, right? Because he's just a fighter. What's he gonna do? What, start a fucking scam business and start preaching to the masses? Oh wait, he did.
Yeah, he did that.
So
And he ran off to
yeah,
Romania.
yeah, and then he he ran off because quote unquote it was easier to fuck girls there or
Yeah,
something,
because he was doing
which sounds really weird.
he was starting to do some sex trafficking, but like the laws are a little bit
Well, okay, well, allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly. That's right, allegedly.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah, yeah.
And then
We're not trying to slander.
yeah, I'm trying to. But he allegedly did, and so he moved to Romania because I think the laws concerning human trafficking are just a bit less strict, just because it's like the inner politics there are a little bit more corrupt because it's just more if you have money, you can
Sure.
kind of get away with whatever you want there.
Yeah, Romania is still a third world, yeah?
I don't.
Pro
Let me Google that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm only saying that because I just recently found out Brazil technically is, and I thought that was like not at all. So I would assume potentially because I know it's close to big to the big boys technically, but
It's
it
a second world country.
does exist.
Yeah, so second worlds are like Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, Romania, Russia, and China.
China's a second world country. How the fuck does that figure?
Well,
Because China's like the biggest mass producer, fucking booming economy powerhouse of the world, right?
it's still. I think it's because
I guess the definition's changed or whatever. That's
it
fine.
might.
It doesn't matter.
It
I'm
has
just
a
curious.
high. Well, see the where I can't. I'm not going to confirm on the Beta Podcast. Take everything we say as a grain of salt. Please Google your facts. Don't listen.
Here's the truth.
Yeah.
Romania, first world country. Romanian culture permeates us all. I talk like Dracula. You talk like Dracula. Easy.
Okay. Now I'm seeing Romania is considered a developing country officially.
Yeah, so third world. Okay.
Yeah. 1 second. It's kind of.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just describing it. Like I don't care. I'd move there too if I wanted to, sex traffic. It's probably a great place.
Where
But,
where is Romania? I'm not. No. It's ADHD. You know what? It's ADHD. Let me stop. Back on track. Um, Andrew Tate.
sorry, I'm feeding into
No, no. Oh, this is gonna be a cycle.
it.
But yeah.
2 hours later. Yeah, and pigs are really intelligent, and we should. Oh wait, yeah, Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate.
Oh yeah, right. What were we on that? Oh yeah, that's right. Keyboards. I'm looking at these uh
Yo, Razor Hydra, which one you feeling? Ah, well, I'm more of a fucking Alienware guy. Oh, yeah, okay.
don't ever say that shit again. Um, so yeah, Andrew Tate, he is one of the leading reasons to why I want to make this podcast, just to kind of put more insight on like the emotional aspects of. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. It sounds kind of cringe, but like the emotional aspects of like men and how we think. Like trying to encourage men, and I'm going to say this from the first episode to however long we do this. Um, Men, we gotta cry. You gotta let out those emotions. Please don't bottle stuff up because that's how you end up emotionally distant as a man when you're 30s, 40s, and
We're dead.
or dead, or dead.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, you don't want to be 40 and then wonder why. Oh man, like my kids turn 18, they just stop talking to me. I wonder why.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Open more than anything. Like, not even to focus on crying, bro. I feel like people just don't fucking communicate anymore,
Oh my God,
no matter
don't
who they are, and it's fucking bizarre.
don't even get me started on that. COVID did
There's
enough
like
on
some
that.
Oh God, dude. Yeah. Fucking I swear to God, every time I go on Twitter, there's like 20 memes on like there'll be a guy with like 4 Pfizer needles in him, the mask on, he's got sheep hair, and it's just like, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, I'm being safe. I'll go kill myself now. You got me. You got me good. Like, whatever. Like,
I never.
it's fucking no, you're good.
No. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was saying it's just fucking bizarre how like something so simple as like a health crisis. People are like, "Oh, we got to pick a side now," and the other side completely dead to us in every way.
Yeah, like the whole like the split in the middle dividedness. I've never even just like as a 25-year-old adult and kind of being a little bit more conscious of what's going on in the world around me. I have never seen the world be so divided, excuse me, before. in terms of just not
Yeah.
even like politics, but just in general, everything is just either everyone is either yes or no about something. And I don't understand where we've kind of left that area of nuance where we just can't be in a gray area. And then like there are a lot of people who are like that, but they get so drowned out from people saying, well, you're not saying yes completely.
Yeah. That's the biggest fucking thing.
Right.
It's like on either. Well, honestly, that's probably a bigger problem on the left than the right, to be honest. Because when you think about it, I don't really think that anybody listens to like Alex Jones shitting on like a moderate Republican, right?
Right.
Or that doesn't really even happen. But then you go to the other side, and it's like, you ever heard of Keffels?
Yes. Yeah, I know what's going on with
Yeah,
her. Yeah.
yeah, her like the fucking e-terrorist. Yeah, she's fucking insane. So like, if anyone's kind of like, well, hey, maybe we should examine the puberty blockers a little. People just want their kids to be safe, and then she's like, hey, dox them, kill them, harass, go, my flock. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's,
Like,
it's
there's way more vilification happening than anything else for just like examining more than just like, yep, this is the answer.
kind of a
Like,
side
it's
tangent.
okay. Yeah.
This is kind of a side tangent. Sorry to cut you off, but you see how
Yeah, yeah.
she's trying to get kiwi farms taken off the internet?
Yes, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like it's fucking insane
It's great.
to me.
The whole thing is just crazy. Just so
Yeah.
for a quick reference, Keffels is an online personality. I known her. I don't personally know her, but we know about her from Twitter. And so far, from what I've seen, the situation that she was in is that she was doxxed by. No, she was swatted. Excuse me, by some
Yes.
people on Kiwi Farms, which is a website
Yes.
which is used by kind of bottom feeders. Sorry to say it.
Well, true. Very true.
Yeah.
She actually just got redoxed again after she used $100,000 of the donations for shit that should have actually gone to a real cause because she's a scumbag. She apparently moved to Northern Ireland. She just got doxed again.
Oh, yeah.
So she just can't get away, bro.
Yeah, because she was in Canada and then she put that GoFundMe so she can like move, so she can like protect herself and stuff. Because well, like the story of like the police kind of like harassing her and calling her by her dead name because she is a trans woman, that is really scummy. But like
Sure, sure.
at the same time, it's like, damn, how do you move to Ireland and then get doxxed, swatted again? Like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah, and like definitely, I, you know, part of me, part of me does feel bad. Doxing is a scummy thing. I understand the dead name, obviously. I understand being trans is a shit bag. When all things are said and done, and we're trying to make it not as shitty. Hopefully as a society. However, uh, what's interesting to me, just a little, is that somebody who's so fucking vehement on trans things and seems like this huge activist, whether or not you like her views, she's very vivid, right? Instead of like, I don't know, doing this earlier with like, hey guys, let's come together since we're such a strong community. Clearly, we're so fucking hyped together. We're unified. Let's raise some shit for like this charity, or hey, let's start a fucking like I'll start a thing myself, a clinic myself, or some shit.
Right.
No, she raises 100,000 and moves to Northern Ireland. And I get it. It's like, well, I'm being harassed, and it's like, well, you kind of ask for it too, though. Not because you're trans, but because of your actions towards people. Like, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I think maybe you could take a different approach. So I'm not a big fan. But that's just me.
Also, I mean, like, and this is not to bash her, but this is just kind of a genuine like question. Do you really need 100K just to move to a different country?
I mean, yeah, if she wants to live in one of the Northern Ireland castles, I guess. But I mean, who fucking knows where she moved to? It's a bit
I
much
mean,
for
that you
sure,
kind of
for
know
sure.
now they doxed her, but
Well, yeah, sure. Well, I didn't look out of the sake of my morals, but I will now Google it because why should I have them? No, thank you.
but
Yeah, fucking 99K or 99.5K, and then just gets redoxed. So technically, she just wasted all that money. So that's kind of fun.
yeah, but yeah, that is such a waste of money. Good lord. Oh.
Hey, bro, like think what she could have done with it, considering how large she is and how vehement she is about her beliefs. Like, bro, do something, anything. Oh, except maybe the whole like I'm gonna send your kids drugs without the parents knowing thing. That was a bit of a yikes, perhaps.
Yeah,
But
it's not good.
I mean, she's trying. Give her a break. Whatever,
I went on a
bro. Ooh.
that was a side tangent, but you're talking about something before that. Right.
Oh yeah, just like she's a great example of how the left is much more uh they get much more angry at moderates, or you see it more often than the right will get angry at their moderates.
I think I see it equally, like in my opinion.
Which honestly, that's probably true. I don't. The only reason I say I don't see it is because A, I don't watch the news too much, but B, I feel like because leftist stuff is more mainstream,
Mm-hmm.
or more easily accessible, considering
Right.
Keffels isn't deplatformed, Fuentes is, right? So Fuentes probably does on his thing go like, "Oh, fucking Carlson, you idiot! Why'd you say this? You got to push back, get the Jews out." And it's like, okay, yeah, good for you. Stay in your corner. But like, Keffels is right there, front and center. You can find her anytime. Him, you have to hunt down.
Yeah.
So that it feels slightly different, but I'm sure they both do it. That's a fair point.
Yeah, because Keffels might be a little out of pocket, but Keffels isn't really going to go, ha 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 ha. Yeah, oh, that mass shooting just happened and 10 black people died. Yeah, funny stuff, man. Let me make like jokes about the
Right.
next day. Like, can you see what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
Because
She also will, any joke ever will go, fuck you, you're transphobe. So balancing act. But once again, moderate, please, for the love of God. Anybody.
I think it's because
We're drowning.
so I think it's well. I've also when during my internship, I did have a little bit of downtime, and
Hmm.
what I would do would I would like read the news because well, like what can you really else can you much do to
True,
at least
true.
like you know
Good to be informed.
yeah good to be informed, and it's just like I don't want to be a person who like watches the news, but at least want to know what's going on. And for example, in terms of like right leaning people getting angry at moderates what happened oh yeah, it was Montana or Wyoming, one of those like tumbleweed states where nothing happens. Um
Yeah, the good old Dust Bowl. Yeah.
it, I think it was they had their primaries and then it was um who was the one woman who was like the head of like the whole like when they were judging Trump or something recently? No, the January 6th committee. It was someone Cheney, Lisa Cheney. Hold on.
Oh, that hag? Hold on.
Hold on.
Yeah, yeah, let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it.
Hold on. Let me find her.
I remember seeing her name on the news when it was happening. I was like, who the fuck is this person? Because
Liz
a lot of
Cheney.
those people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah, because I didn't know
She's a Kansas or Wyoming.
she was Wyoming. That's there we
Okay.
go. So she was, I think she was the governor of Wyoming at well before this new election. And what had happened was she was heading the whole like January 6th thing, saying like like Donald Trump like started it. He like instigated it, and
Hmm.
people were kind of like, "Oh, you're not a real Republican because you're trying to like
You're telling the
you're
truth,
telling the
right?
truth,
Yeah.
like you're trying to get Trump arrested," and it's just like no, and then it's just like the woman who was running against her to be governor, she won. I forgot her name. It was God, that woman looked crazy. Oh, uh, primary. Let's see. It was her, and it was her against Cheney. She lost against. Also, like, she's the daughter of Dick Cheney, who I never heard of.
She actually is. Okay. Well, you never heard of Dick Cheney?
I've heard
The Dick
I
Cheney?
heard it was a name, but I always thought it was like, oh, it's like a character from Batman. But then I found out this person's real and he's like a demon.
Yeah, bro. He was with Bush. They were just killing everyone. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
How I heard about him was I was on Twitter. Apparently, he shot his friend in the face when they were like out hunting or something, and then made his friend apologize to him for being in the way of the gunshot.
Bro, that was the best buck I had. Fuck you. Yeah, totally.
Something along
Nice
those
guy.
lines.
Wow, bro.
Um, it was. Why do they not
Be-
have this person's name?
But regardless, it was Liz Cheney's a great example of the whole right turning on their own. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just also, have you noticed that? I don't know if you have seen it in West Virginia. Well, probably, but have you noticed that like since it's like our midterms and all that and the primaries and stuff, a lot of
Yeah.
Republican candidates are like super just I'm endorsed by Trump and the election in 2020
Of course.
was a fraud. And it's like
Yeah,
they
yeah, it's fucking terrible. Bro, I mean, this state voted like 81% at least or some shit for Trump. Like we are hardcore Trumpians out here. It's it's fucking just insane. It's silly.
yeah, like
God.
and it's like they have nothing else to say outside of just, oh yeah, the election wasn't real. And it's just like, do you want to do anything for your community? Like what's your
Yeah,
goals?
what are some pressing issues? How about like the rampant poverty or like how about, more jobs or how about
But
this or that? And they're like, there's only three truths down here. God is real, Trump's his messiah, and the election was stolen. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. See ya.
yeah,
I can't talk to you.
cool, cool,
How do I
cool.
talk to that?
Like fentanyl's been like a big problem the past like couple of years. What are you
Oh
gonna do about
God,
that?
yeah. Yeah. Well, if Trump's back in, he'll suck it up.
I literally,
Like,
I literally
he's gonna sponge it with the cops. Cops' lives matter. Okay, calm down. Calm down.
saw
Like,
someone. I literally saw a news article in New York where a bunch of like drug addicts were like like crawling their way back into like a gentrified like area, gentrified, not
yeah.
gingified. I've been calling
Uh-huh.
it gentrified for like the past 5 years.
Gingerbread, bro. No.
So they
Okay.
so
Uh-huh.
they came crawling back, and it's just like, oh my god, it's just such a problem. And then people were literally saying, well, if Trump was elected, this wouldn't be a problem. And I'm like,
Yeah, every time. Every fucking time, dude.
like, what are you on about?
We should it's like it's like wow, Russia just invaded the sovereign country of Ukraine and is doing a terrible thing and committing some war crimes and just generally not doing a good thing. Well, if Trump was in office, this shit wouldn't fly. It's like, yeah, how do you? Okay, yeah, they were buddies, right?
Yeah,
It's like fucking hell. Think for yourself, just a little.
God, people are so wacky.
But that's the thing is like, as much, sorry, as bad as Trump is, okay, he did do something well, which was present himself to people that generally don't feel represented. That's the entire reason he won, right? Is he knows how to speak to his audience
Oh yeah.
uh, better than anyone, really. Because I feel like the only reason, bro, I mean, let's face it, okay? If it was Trump Biden 4 years ago or 6 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and in Trump's first running, Biden would have been fucking dog water, right? But because we got 4 years of Trump and then we saw, oh, he sucks, right? Then the walking corpse got in office, right? So like, if not for like Biden's better, and he's doing some cool things like the college debt, which is a little
That
interesting.
came out of nowhere
Uh,
too. It was like right after he had COVID. I don't know what they gave him, but like he was on top
fucking
of it.
left field.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Which is some people aren't happy. I really generally don't like the whole argument of, well, I didn't get debt relief. This ain't fair to the people. It's like, well, okay. Um, so like if there was an amputee and then we were like, hey guys, we made this prosthetic arm, it acts like a real arm, you can live a normal life again. Would you come out of the woodwork and be like, well, hey, I don't get a cool prosthetic arm. Where the fuck is my like that's not how this works.
Right.
Okay. This is for the benefit of like a net positive. This isn't for everybody's positive. Like that's not ever a reasonable thing. You fucking ape. Like just calm down. Let them have their debt relief. It's okay. It's not that hard.
It's people just not understanding that the world, even like grown adults double our age, don't not understanding that the world doesn't revolve around them.
Rooted, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, life isn't fair.
it
So
isn't.
then when people see other people try to make it a little fairer, quote unquote, because I don't think it's even fair. I think it's just like a help. It's a nice little, that's neat.
It's literally
You
just
know?
it's a bare minimum. Like I'll be honest with you, like it is a good gesture.
Well,
It's what we need, but it is like bare minimum. Like 20K,
I mean,
like
20K is a good fucking bit. I know college is expensive, but I mean it's pretty significant.
I'm
It's not like the stimulus is where it's like, hey, you got to live for a year off of 1400. Good luck. See ya.
it's true.
Right?
Like
So it's already better than Trump once again. Crazy, crazy how that keeps happening.
I have no room to talk either because when I graduate this December out of college and I'm going to be leaving with 19K in debt. Like literally this debt relief is going to pay off all my loans. Like I won't have student debt after I graduate, which is a blessing, of course.
Fucking
But
huge,
at the
yeah.
same time, there are people who didn't have the privilege like me to have just federal loans. They had to take like, oh my God, that
Sure.
rancid Sally Mae student loans where their interest rates are like 50%. Like
Oh God,
I
dude. Yeah.
I have a buddy down in Annapolis. Yeah, you should meet them sometime. I have a buddy down
Mhm.
there, and right now, I remember 5 months ago they told me, yeah, my student loans are at 55K, and then I talked to them a couple weeks ago, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like 68K right now, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty. But like, what is he going for? Out of curiosity.
No, so they got a degree in biology, if I'm correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a pretty. Uh, it's a pretty high. Well, I don't. Okay, I don't know what the fuck job that means at the end. Like at the end of it, I'm assuming there's multiple, right? But at the end of the day, that's a high-paying job.
Yeah,
No.
it is a decent paid job because you're a biologist, but also that's just a science field in general. You can get a lot of jobs
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that because I think that's one thing. Ooh, another tangent. Here we go. ADHD for the AD,
We're renaming the podcast in episode 2 called the Tangent Train.
the
Continue.
tangent
Sorry.
train. Episode 3 is going to be ADHD has him in a chokehold. But
Episode 4, we're blue in the face. Get it off of us. Yeah.
but honestly, I think people underestimate like when people get degrees in like history and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, we're gonna do with that. It's like I don't think you understand. And like, say, I'm gonna say history for example because I've heard this example
Yeah.
before. Because
Oh, it's a big one. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like, oh, we're gonna do with history. It's like, well, some people who have had a history degree went on to make their own businesses, but they learned how to manage those businesses or even be in management because of how and it's really stupid to say like aloud, but like how different generals kind of brought their teams into war and just understanding how to communicate with their colleagues and just how to boost up
Sure.
morale. Like it's just interesting ways to just kind of use the skills and even just little tidbits you
Okay.
learned in your degree and how to do your work. Like for example, I have a film degree. Well, I'm going to be getting a film degree, electronic media and film. But at the same time, that degree has also taught me how to creatively look at problems in my work like environment.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going
I,
back to Target, but like at least I can approach my work
when you
around.
get the actual job,
Yeah.
and until then, you still have the right. Yeah. 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 Though I will say, the digital degree a lot better than the history degree because the way you fucking describe the history degree, it's basically just Hustlers University. It's just like, oh hey, now you can be a better man. Good fucking luck, right?
Yeah.
It's dog shit.
Well, it was
Unless you want to work in a museum, be an archaeologist, or jerk off to fucking like Roman porn, you're done for. That's it.
I don't know, man. Like you can get a nice job at Smithsonian and it's government too, so you'll get good benefits, really good benefits.
True, but I mean, but how fucking competitive does that have to be? Because like, once somebody has that job, there's no chance in hell they're leaving.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
no.
that's just me, but like, you have to, there's walking mummies in that job currently that you have to wait for them to die. You got to make friends with them so you get the in, and you just got to watch your fucking phone for the date of their death, and you're like, all right, okay, cool, I have the degree, and hope
Oh
because
yeah.
there's 1,000 other people.
Literally, because that's what happened with the one place in the government that I interned at. They're having a big hiring fair because there's a lot of people. Well, I think it's been something I've heard like rumors for the past year or so that a lot of people are just retiring and a lot of people are just leaving as well.
Oh, and then everyone's just like immediately just
Yeah,
chomping at the bit, right? Yeah,
li-
dude. Yeah.
literally.
That's the job rush. It's fucking California gold rush all over again, dude.
Yeah, it's the DC government work gold rush, man. I'm telling you, man. every 2 weeks I get 4 hours of sick leave, and then after like 3 years, it turns into 6 hours, and then after like 13, it turns into 8.
Ooh,
Oh.
got that full 8 hours after 13 fucking years. Holy
But
shit.
that I mean, but like I say that, but like you'd be surprised how much other stuff goes, how many other benefits go into it. Like the health insurance is great, and then I I I need to get you into government work, dude. You won't ever want to go back.
Nah, I'm not a shill, man. Sorry.
I'll sell myself. Well, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be your the a person you are talking to and eventually get their engineering degree and then sell their soul away for Lockheed
True.
Martin.
True. Hey. They're telecommunications engineering. Right now, she has a fucking project where she's gonna make a fucking robot with an Arduino and a 5-volt motor. So fuck off. That's not Lockheed Martin. She's a genius.
Yeah, oh yeah,
She's an inventor.
cool. She's gonna go to General Dynamics and put a fucking assault rifle on the my
Much
dog.
better. Yes, yeah, she's gonna be she's gonna be the direct result of more kids in the Congo being made into a fucking kid army again, just like back whenever the fuck that happened the first time. It'll be great.
She's gonna make Horizon Zero Dawn a reality. Oh god.
Yes, and I will be there to support her 20,000%.
You see that TikTok? Like when they keep talking about those engineering degrees, and it's like it sounds like legalized nuclear bombs.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's every fucking man-made horror beyond our comprehension, and then eventually it's just like radio station. Oh, okay. Like at least. But fuck. Wait. The tangent ended.
Tangent ended.
Where the fuck did it begin? Shit. Oh God.
Well, let's since the tangent has stopped, why don't we talk
What?
about why you want to do the podcast?
Oh, that's a fucking easy one. Um, two reasons. One, I'm very much into I'm starting to get into philosophy a good bit and just in general like I would like to say pursuing truth. I'd like to uh fully help other people who are like, man, I don't really like how these people are like, believe this. And then the other side's like, no, believe this. And I'm just like, well, I don't know about either. I feel like that's really important. And I feel like generally, I would say most of my views personally are like left. But I still got some right mixed in there that I feel like are really important. Because at the end of the day, conservatives are just afraid of change, right?
Right. That comes
So
with
I
the
think there
name.
are some changes that shouldn't happen, but the majority of them, fuck yeah, get rid of them. Fuck them all. So I would like to be a voice for that change. If we somehow, get huge. And secondly, I figured it'd be fun to debate you in everything you ever bring up, like an asshole.
Oh no,
So
yeah. Well, I'll definitely be on your ass about that because
hell yeah.
I
Push back as much as you want because I will say the stupidest shit
I'll
sometimes,
push
just for the fun of it. Don't worry.
I'll push back and I'll go, hey, what were we
What do
talking about? I kind of forgot. I gotta write down these
you?
notes.
Yeah, true. I'm actually, bro, fucking shout out to Destiny. Whenever he has an actual like when he has a debate, but then it gets super serious, the way he like takes out a notepad and actually just like writes down the bullet points. He's like, okay, let's go through this actually. Super respect because he's actually giving a shit. You know,
Right.
I feel like it's fucking huge. So hey, I'll do that with you. I don't give a fuck. I'm learning from the best, in my opinion, at least. I don't know. Everyone thinks he's a Nazi now, so I don't know, but I think he's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Like the opinion on him has
Yeah.
shifted. I don't even know why. What
Yeah, but
happened? Why do you
okay. So he's been debating with Fuentes for a while, and he's semi buddy buddy with him throughout the years.
Mhm.
But it's not buddy buddy in the sense of like they're good friends, but like he generally like they generally get along. But then when it comes to debates and then when it comes to specifically Fuentes's views, he pushes back so hard. Okay,
Right.
like he doesn't give him an inch. He pushes back on everything clearly because Fuentes' views are important, while the person himself isn't that bad because he's kind of just like a dorky doofus who's a bit of a fucking virgin. Like that's he's not some like god, right?
Right.
So he may or may not have invited Fuentes over to his house recently for a live stream, specifically to debate 9/11 conspiracies,
Uh-huh.
and which, by the way, Destiny fucked him in the ass, so that was fun. And then, but then after that, they went out for chicken and waffles and like a fucking like IRL stream, and like kind of just talked, and like some things came up, but it was mainly just like chilling.
Right.
Okay, or maybe it was a good half and half. And a lot of people are like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You're friends with a Nazi. And now fucking Destiny has to go on this like this this do you know who Ludwig Wittgenstein is?
Uh,
You ever heard the name?
I is he the guy who had the dog, the pug that did the Nazi salute?
Oh, no, I don't know who the fuck that is. No. Okay. Wittgenstein is a long dead philosopher, German philosopher who,
Well, I'm way off.
yeah, he basically put forward this idea that words only, like their definitions only exist in families, which is essentially just like context. So the definition of a word is never really static. It always depends. And it sounds like a Weasley like, oh, I don't mean anything, tee but it's actually really important when you try to genuinely talk about something, right?
Right.
So a lot of people are like, bro, you're platforming a Nazi, and now he's starting like a Wittgensteinian uh crusade against that, going, yo, at the end of the day, Nazi has transformed from, oh, this is a description of somebody's views to an insult, just like fascist has, just like communist has, just like all these racist has, transphobic has kind of, or like fatphobic kind of has. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's lost its
Yeah.
meaning.
It's lost its meaning because there are too many meanings. So it's not meaningless, but it's to certain people, if you're like, oh, hey, you're a Nazi, their brain shuts off. You can't engage with them anymore, right?
Right.
That's his problem. So, with that being said, he's like, hey, I'm not going to call Fuentes a Nazi because everyone wants him to at this point. And he's like, I'm not going to do it. But what I will do, which I've always fucking done, is his stances, his ideology, his rhetoric, everything, his viewpoints, I'm going to push back on all of them, like I have been. So there is no problem with quote unquote platforming him the way he did.
Right.
And everyone's just like, fuck you, he's a Nazi. And that's their argument. So it's pretty funny to watch, but it's so painful because you heard of Mr. Girl?
Yeah, that's another one you lost me on.
Okay, I didn't know him until Destiny, so fine, it's fine. But he's one of the guys who's like been on fucking Destiny's show like 3 goddamn times, trying to like prove to him why he should call him a Nazi, and it's so painful to watch because it's just retread. It's so much retread, so much cycle of just like, hey, you just won't accept, like you just have a fundamental disagreement, but you're so emotional about it that you won't shut the fuck up. And it's, I don't know. But also, like, I get it. Mr. Girl is Jewish. So if he thinks Fuentes is a Nazi and therefore thinks Destiny is platforming a Nazi, of course he's going to be like, bro, I'm not going to shut up about it. So I get it, but stop being emotional. Maybe you wouldn't fucking be, I don't know. I don't know. We need a little more, we need a little less emotion today. That's all. That's all.
That's true. It's just people. It's very knee jerk reaction. People don't really. I hate this. I sound like a douche saying this, but people really don't know how to think for more than 2 seconds.
You're not being a douche. You're being correct. Sorry, it's so fucking true, bro. Like, the, I would think half the reason, like Tate got so popular, to be honest, is because of those knee-jerk reactions on both sides.
Yeah.
Because one side has the knee-jerk reaction of "You're wrong, you're a bigot, fuck you," and the other knee-jerk reaction on the other side is, "Wow, that feels good to be like men are this fucking alpha,"
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
both of them just feed him into this fucking superstar when it's just like, wait, okay, can we think? Can we think what he's saying? Okay. Can we think how to counter what he's saying? Because it doesn't sound great for women. Maybe, kind of, sort of, probably not great, right? So people have kind of lost the ability to like say why something's bad, and they just label it bad
Right.
completely. It's like, well, great, that'll really work to stop the people from following, or the people who are already following that person. That'll really stop them, right?
Right.
It's not gonna do shit if they just keep thinking like, yeah. So that's the problem. Poor Destiny.
Uh, I feel as if Actually, you said the word you took the words right out of my mouth, buddy.
Yeah, no problem,
Yeah.
bro.
But yeah,
But yeah, that's my purpose. I would like to be the most logical, cold-hearted piece of shit ever, and spread that to everyone. That's a summary. Yeah.
yeah, that's it's more than the summary that I gave. I went off on two tangents. Here I was just
So
Andrew
good.
Tate makes me mad because he makes men worse, and like we're already going through it right now. We're killing each other, literally
Yeah.
step on each
Yeah.
step on each other's shoes. You're dead.
Rude, bro. I just got these hey dudes. If you stub my toe, I'll kill you. I'll
Yeah,
kill a bitch.
I'll rip your fingers off.
Shove them down your throat. You can take the words out of your own goddamn mouth.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
hate should definitely be railed against. Maybe shouldn't have been deplatformed, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
it is.
All you can do is talk.
All right. So it looks like we're at time for our session
Okay.
today.
Any closing remarks, good sir?
Any closing remarks? I hope everyone who listens today, no matter if it's just one person or 10 people, or even just ourselves, I hope they enjoyed what they heard today. I'm going to quote another podcast of a fellow peer. Wherever you are, whether you're driving, whether you're getting off home from work, get inside, knock your socks off, relax, take it easy for the rest of the day. Any closing words from you?
Two things. One, let's all stop being crybaby bitches. And two,
Yeah,
live live your best life.
I think both of those are correct, honestly. Well, more like more of the former than the latter, but definitely equally both. I think they're both equally important.
And then and a quick song of the day, Lost by Danny Brown. Have fun. Or don't. I don't give a shit. It's just something I like.
Ooh, we should do that. Give a song at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I got so many in the old Dewey Decimal System in my head, bro. I got you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening today. We'll see you in the next episode. See you. Am I fucking stupid? You'll
Yeah.
hear from us in the next
Oh,
episode.
you won't see us. We'll see
Yeah,
you.
we'll see
Peace.
you. Yeah, thanks for those IP addresses.